My name is Ashley Elmore, and I am one of the 3rd and 4th grade teachers here at Prodigy. I am from South Central Illinois, a small town called Louisville, Illinois, and we moved to Cape Girardeau about a little over 10 years ago for my husband's job. We've been married 17 years and have 4 children. Sadie is a freshman in high school, Claire is a 7th grader, Luke is a 5th grader, and Caleb is a 2nd grader. We have also we're a foster family, taking a break right now, but we have fostered a couple of 3 different kiddos in the past. I am actually a speech therapist. That's what my degree is in. I got my bachelor's at Eastern Illinois University in Charleston, Illinois, and I got my master's at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. I worked for a little bit. I went into that because I love kids. I knew I wanted to work with kids. So I worked for a little bit in the school setting and then had kids and wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So I've been a stay-at-home mom for a very long time, and we homeschooled. And I did a little bit of speech therapy, also private practice speech therapy. One of the things that I tell people that I love about Prodigy is that we care about the whole child. And actually recently, I kind of elaborated more. I was like, I think people who truly go into education probably really care about the whole child, but I guess what I love about Prodigy then is we have the freedom to really care about the whole child. We can stop a math lesson if we need to focus on a character quality here that the child is not emulating well. So things like that. I like the freedom that we have to think about the whole child and what's best for the whole child. Yeah, I actually thought of 3 things. When I think of Prodigy, I love for me the godly coworkers and administration, so I feel like I am also growing, and it's good for me spiritually. I love the beautiful campus, like just driving out here, being immersed in God's creation. That was my 3rd one, just the freedom to do what's best for each child. I would say the coolest field trip that we've done this year was going to Red Letter, and I didn't know what they did there. The kids really got to make a brochure, like to help design an actual postcard. Then they also got to film a commercial about Prodigy. And so then on the postcard was a QR code that the parents could scan. And so I think the children would even say, the students would say that was probably one of their favorite field trips, but it was just really neat. And then it was hands-on, they walked us through and we got to see all the different things that people were doing there. It was really incredible. Well, outside of just regular communication, for like just day-to-day things we're doing, we have asked some of the things they're good at or what they enjoy doing and have brought parents in on that, whether it's helping plan parties or be a guest speaker. I think of the students, their parents love them the most. They know what's best for them. And I really try to think about that. Like if I were their parent and what I would want to know about. So even just those daily things that we're struggling with in school, whether it's relationships or whatever, I just try to really talk to them about what happened, how they handle it at home, how they would like us to handle it, just so we're all on the same page about what's best for their child. This year, how I feel like I'm preparing the students to be leaders is by learning to work together well. As this second half of the school year, we have had like the Science Expo, so we have a big group project that we're working on, and we realized as we started this, these students probably haven't had a whole lot of opportunity to actually work together on a project. You know, in 1st and 2nd grade, it's probably a lot of STEAM, where I can work and do something with you, and then I can leave if I don't like how you're building the tower now. You know, I can separate myself. So I found myself telling parents and other adults as I've been reflecting on this is, you can have a lot of great leadership qualities, but if people aren't willing to follow you, you're not a leader, you're not leading anybody. And so I think learning to work well together is very important to being a leader. And so that's one thing we've been doing recently in the class, is learning how to work well with a group of students. The first thing that came to mind was just this week, we had a student, he was like, sometimes I take prayer requests during worship time, sometimes it's going long, and so I'll be like, just raise your hand and we'll pray for the person around you, God knows. But it was gonna be one of those days, but he was just like, I have to tell you, this is the most important prayer request I've ever had in my whole life. And I was like, okay, what is it, buddy? And he shared with the class that his mom is expecting. And from what I understand, getting pregnant has not been easy for them. And he's an only child. And so the kids, though, it was the other students in that class that day that were so genuinely excited and giddy and happy for him. And so I hope that I remember that years down the road, but like right now, I was just like, it almost brought me to tears. The news was amazing, but seeing the kids' genuine excitement for him, I just loved it.